Okay, we're now going to add your own costumes and your own character from photographs you've taken. So we need to get rid of the cat, and we'll stick in a new background for this particular dance. And so now we're going to have to get a new sprite and add some costumes to it from your photographs. So we're going to upload a sprite from a file and choose the first pose in the costumes we're going to create. And you'll see when that goes on the stage, we've still got the background that was in the original photograph. And what I need to do is to remove all of that white, so I'm just left with the character. Now we can zoom in and out here to make it bigger or smaller, but we're going to start off with a remove background tool. Quite smart in lots of ways. What you have to do is you have to use that green pen to draw around the edges of your character or your pose, so that we can remove the white and just have that costume on its own. It can be a bit fiddly, you'll get used to it, but all the way around. And what you have to do is to make your green lines join up. And then the computer will calculate the edges of your character. But you can see that on the stage there's still some bits it couldn't calculate properly. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to use the eraser tool, which is just here. And I'll use the eraser tool. It's quite a small brush currently, but I can change the size of the brush down here so as it can start knocking out that white. And as I move my mouse around, the white will be getting taken away and replaced by a transparency. And when I let go of the mouse, you'll see on the stage what effect that's actually had. You can see it's removed a large chunk of white from there. And you'll have to do that all the way around the character until you end up with something like this. We're then going to move on to getting the next pose or our next costume. So bring up the second picture, which will form part of our posing for the dance. And that's our second costume there. What we have to do again is to remove our background. So again, we're going to have to go around the character. I'll just zoom down a little bit here. Round the character with the green pen and let the computer calculate where the edges are. And it's not perfect, that's a given, but it is an easy enough way to remove the background. Making sure the green lines join up. There we go. And then what we have after that is we've still got white bits that we have to remove, and that's when I'll zoom in there and I'll use the eraser tool again, maybe change the size of my brush to start taking bits away from this image and go all the way around until I'm left with my character there, my pose with the transparency in it. Third pose again, load it up. We know what we have to do. We have to go all the way around the edges and remove that white stuff. So what we've now got is our 3 poses for our dance, or your dance. You may have more poses, I expect, to produce this dance. Got a little bit of white bit still there. Okay. So now that I've done that, I want to start concentrating on scripts. So what is the code going to look like? And it's pretty similar to the last exercise we did. At the beginning, when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to put us in a specific pose. Go for number 1. And then the next event is going to be when a particular key is pressed. I want some dancing to happen. So let's go for the letter A. When letter A is pressed, we're going to move to a different costume. 1.2. And you'll maybe remember in the last exercise we did that waiting a certain amount of time before you switch costume makes it look an awful lot better and lets you see that switch clearly. So now moving on to the next costume, and then I'll just duplicate this bit of code to make it quicker. So I've got 1.2, 1.3 and then back to 1.1. I'll need to add the sound that I'm going to be dancing to, so hopefully you've got the folder with all the sounds in it again. And this time I'm going to choose a dubstep track. And there it is. So I've now got my sounds. I've now got my script. I'm going to play the sound when the green flag is being clicked. Off we go. And I can press A as often as I like, and it'll go through these moves time and time again. Okay, let's see what's next. One of the things I'd like to do with costumes, especially when you've been cutting them out like that, is to tell each costume what the centre is of the costume. Because I'm going to move this particular one in just a second. If I get the centre of the costume incorrect, like if I choose here, for example, when I try and run the program, the green flag, and I press A, what will happen is my character jumps to the wrong place because it's not centred. Well, in actual fact, when you do that, if you look back at the costumes, and look back at that one, when you move it back across, to get it centred, it's actually cut off the arm, which is never very clever. So we want to get back to that original position. So I'll undo all of those steps and then decide where the centre of that is going to be. I'm then going to add a repetition piece of code to wrap round the code we've already got there, because when I press A, what happens is it'll go through those steps once. And what might be quite nice if I can repeat those steps. So every time I press A, it'll run through those 4 steps 5 times. I'm now going to also add some movement like we added before. So with the left arrow, when the left arrow is pressed, I'm going to glide my character to a position on the screen. And I use the X and Y coordinates to determine where I want that to be. So I'm going to go -200 here. And then again, with the right hand arrow, I'm going to do some gliding to a new position. Now, whilst we're gliding, in this particular instance, we're going to still be doing the moves as we're gliding, unlike the last exercise where the glide was happening before the moves. So let's have a look. Green flag. Pressing A and it's going through that 10 sequence. I run it and then I start gliding. I'm still moving and I'm gliding at the same time. That's quite neat. And that's us. That's what happens. You can create your own costumes using photographs you've uploaded to perform the dance that you want.